Well met, lords and ladies, Wait, my... Yep, sorry. Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... Yeah, I don't know. I might as well check, you know, because sometimes it's it seems like every time I tell one of these, something happens to the microphone nowadays with this computer. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I checked the dates because I realized when I said yesterday that I was planning on going back to my tiny human, a week hadn't passed yet because the stream was 5 days ago. I hadn't accounted for the time at which the stream actually started, making it actually 6 at the time and 7 today. Yes, I said 6 and 7. Haha. But that means it's been a week officially. So because also I've got D&D tomorrow, we're doing the finale of season 2 of Missions of Occulta, provided we get through all of the things that we need to get through in order to actually get to said finale. But it seems like the intention is for the finale to be tomorrow, let's say. So obviously can't miss that. So yeah, but so just as well it worked out today that that I checked the dates because I was like, I don't want to necessarily have you wait for another day or so. I've already put you through 3 years, might as well not prolong it too much. So yeah, today we are looking at My Tiny Human episode 7 after 7 days and not 6. So, out of time, it seems, and yes, I have, ironically enough, because I started early because there's a meteor shower tonight that I intend to witness at some point. So, I also realized that My Tiny Human streams don't actually take as long as normal, so starting early actually feels very strange for that reason as well. But, I guess... I guess we shall see. Not often you get to witness 2 astral events, and one of them actually you can look at without damaging your eyes, so... Yeah, let's go ahead and go through this. And speaking of space, I believe that's something we're going to come back to right now. So I guess hello to Jax, hello to Josh, and without further ado, on with the review. Okay, yeah, we've already seen this. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. This song has been repeated in my head, so I don't need to listen to it anymore. That didn't rhyme. I should have said instead. Anyway. Okay, here we go. I press play. Oh, okay, we're back. Oh, we're back to silence. Actually, I also checked, and apparently the videos like after this one are all voice acted. So, so actually, this is the last time we'll probably have large amounts of silence. I should hope anyway. But anyways, back to this. Adele!
Shut it, human! I take you to the lab.
That was almost a threat. Adele! Oh, okay, we're getting different perspectives. Sure. Wait, please! I assume been knocked out. Did her hair just change colour? It did. Why did her hair change colour? That wasn't unintentional. That was a crossfade. That's an actual thing. Okay. Background music is louder than silence. Well, by definition, you are correct. Elliot! Elliot! Nothing else today? Yeah, no, I checked the dates and it turns out because I've got D&D tomorrow and because it actually has been a week and I didn't realize, yeah, we're doing this now. I just covered that. But yes, don't worry. I have to find a way out. There's no ladder here. There should have an apostrophe, by the way. But there has to be one down there. Oh, is it like down in the grate? Yes, because I often think that there must be a ladder inside of a random grate. Or I guess down further. Okay. Sure. Not like you run the risk of trapping yourself further underground by descending without any guarantee of getting back out. Hopefully she just peers over the edge or something, but I don't know. Anyways.
Get over here!
Someone help! Let go! Huh? Help! Let me go! Help! Let me go! I had to figure out how to do it in Elliot's register. Let go of me! That's no way to treat our animals. Take him to the cushion. No, not the cushion. Actually, you know what? I'll say this. I know that sounds ridiculous, but actually, a common technique in lots of dystopian novels is to take a innocent sounding word and then put some sort of twist on it that, you know, that makes it so it's, you know, an uncomfortable thing, you know? I got about to say like the reaping and hungers, but reaping already has like indication of a grim reaper, so yeah, forget that. But yeah, like most of the terms in Handmaid's Tale, you know, that sound like they're like regular things, and then they're like, oh wait, no, this is something much darker. I don't know why I can't think of any examples right now. But yeah, definitely a lot of like some like Orwellian stuff. I'm just blanking right now, but it's a common trend to do that, and it makes the world more unsettling by comparison because it means that something that seemed like a safe thing is no longer has a safe connotation associated with it, so it makes the world less safe. So yeah, I do like that. Oh, you know a good example? Well, I guess not a good example, but you know, the box from Fallen Angels, because Void isn't really like a dystopia, it's just more of like, you know, a hidden underbelly to our current world, supposedly. I don't think it counts as dystopia any more than modern society already counts as dystopia. Anyway, we had a problem today, so it's gonna take an hour or two to get things ready. I hope in that time he does not get rescued. That would be very inconvenient. It's not like he's going anywhere. Oh, you were just setting yourself up for failure here, lady. Oh! Huh! What? What? Why? Why, of all things? There was a solar eclipse today. I'd rather stare directly at that than whatever's going on with this character's eye right now. Jeez. I want to go home. Mabel, give us a moment. He's going to be unrestrained right now, but please do excuse us anyway. Want to be looked at? Yeah, she should be one to be looked at. Yeah, I hope she's getting the treatment from the clinic she works at. Hope they, you know, hope she's got good insurance to cover it. I don't know. What makes you think? Ah, much better. What makes you think I care? Elliot, your mother was a good guest. I'm asking you to be a good guest too. Not the correct two, that should have two O's. Make this easy for both of us. This music right now seems very melancholic, which can work if you think about it from like Elliot's perspective of, you know, because he's just lost, like, you know, that he's lost his freedom, he's had a falling out with his significant other due to reasons that he does not yet understand, and he's basically been left at square one, worse than square one, at the mercy of the people he was fleeing from in the first place. So I get why he would have a situation where like his music would be like super sad or something. I personally would have saved this music for later on if there's a scene where where he's captive and potentially alone in some capacity, because what I would have had here instead for music is something to incite like his fear, or like the fear in the audience, like have some sort of like creepy music in the background, like, you know, let me just actually, I've got the perfect thing, Minecraft Nether sounds, for example. Let me just bring this up here. And I'm going to have that play. It's going to start. I'm going to mute the audio, and just so you can see what this is like, let's go back to here with the music that I've selected this time. I'll make it get louder so you can actually hear a bit better. Mabel, give us a moment. What makes you think I care? Elliot, your mother was a good guest. I'm asking you to be a good guest too. Make this easy for both of us. No! You choice. Ah! Hello! You see? You see right there how that's much scarier? You get how there's even like a chill when you think about it in like the right way? That's the power of good music. Anyways, back to the existing music and to sound effects not being mentioned. Adele, what the heck? We have to go! Oh wait, I forgot. We have to go. Elliot got captured. If you came here for a free shower, could just what? The... Okay, I guess this is part of the schizophrenia mode. Oh sure. That's not what I came here for. We need to get him back. Oh yes, my favorite character. Actions. You know, you actually don't even have to write anything in that top text thing in the Gacha narrator thing. You could just remove the text entirely from there, and have it just be blank. Go shower, then we'll talk. Oh wait, is the hair supposed to be like she's covered in dirt? We're gonna get like her usual orange hair after this, or has there been like some change because of the head trauma? Let's see. Avery, we don't have time. Go shower. You smell terrible. I should have just been there for Avery. Oh, now you're suddenly regretting things. Where did this come from? I don't remember from last episode, but did we ever get any scene that indicates that Marcy has any sort of remorse for what she's done before this point? Because it doesn't seem like there was ever a moment. This seems to come out of nowhere. Oh, it was covered in sewer water. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I didn't get the impression there was like much water. Because again, there was no like splash sound effect or anything there, so yeah. Okay, fair enough. Now I'm the bad guy. Duh. When was to tell Avery how I feel? Oh. Don't tell me you actually had feelings for your best friend this whole time, and your way of demonstrating that was reporting her significant other to the authorities. I felt for the past 4 years. Okay, we are doing this. Well, what's wrong? I'm running out of voices for characters. I'm glad they're being voiced acted next episode. Why would I tell you? Sometimes it helps to tell someone. I promise I won't tell a soul. Oh yeah, Tamsin, hello. Where did Charlie come from? Where did this revelation come from? This feels like... You know how I said in a few like streams ago, like with when I was talking about Lily Trescott? I think it was one of these reviews, because Jax then messaged me about Lily Trescott specifically, so I assumed it was this one. But either way, I mentioned that Lily Trescott's a perfect example of a series not being planned out and extending it due to public demand alone. Because by all means, there is, not planning the whole thing all the way through. You want to go Toriyama route? Fine. I can't pretend like, you know, I have the entire the entire story of Mutant Girl completely mapped out in my head. Season 3 is mapped is already scripted, but like but beyond that point, not so much. So but either way, I know not to, you know, step on my own toes going forward, and you know I have people to help with that. I have Aiden particularly. But even then, I have a script. But with Lily Trescott, if like the first series that she did, it felt like it should have ended after 3 episodes, and they just kept on extending past like, you know, random plot points. Similar thing with like other you know, like Gacha mini movies where, you know, people demand like a part 2 versus like an actual one that's intended to have a part 2 the whole time. So so yeah, that's what this feels like, where it's like, oh yeah, wow, I've had a random idea. What if instead of being, you know, a complete irredeemable monster, how about we make Marcy have feelings for Avery? And that have been a motivation all along, ignoring the fact that that you know that none of her actions make sense in retrospect if you try to apply that. I know the idea of trying to be mean to the person that you love, but getting them swatted 3 times, I feel like is a little bit extreme in terms of conceding a crush. Just saying. Just saying. I'm planning to make a flashback of Marcy for Charlie season 2, maybe. So it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, the Charlie part, I assumed is like a different friend or something from school. Whatever, you know. But I care more about like you know, the feelings part coming from nowhere. And yes, it has in fact been so long, and I have missed you, Tamsin, don't worry. Marcy got jealous of Elliot for sort of a valid point, but swatting with Threatening was too far. I mean, even the whole like Marcy got jealous of Elliot thing, I'd have to go back and check in the series again. But it seemed like but from what I remember, Elliot and Avery didn't get together or confess their feelings for quite some time, until like we started like watching these recently again. And Marcy was already, you know, trying to get Elliot reported, or, you know, trying to snoop around for humans and such beforehand. So it definitely felt more like, you know, like humanism versus you know, jealousy, to be perfectly honest. I don't know what this says, but I appreciate the commenting of some kind, as long as it's not like, you know, slurs or a curse of some kind. I don't know. I can't tell. Anyway, I have this friend who I've known for most of my entire life. Ah, yes, I've known. But 4 years ago, I started liking her. I'd been looking for the right time, but I was also second-guessing if I should tell her. I mean, sure, that's, you know, if this were any other character, I would say go, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't want to ruin our friendship, so you called the authorities on her. Oh yeah, there's no way to... Hold on a second. Wait. No. Hold on. I just remembered something. If you didn't want to ruin your friendship, Marcy, why in episode 2 did you randomly abandon Avery and say, and I quote, "I don't want to be friends with Ugly"? What part of that is you not wanting to ruin a friendship? You see how, like, adding this kind of thing, like this part far into the series, means that other stuff contradicts it earlier on because you haven't set it up correctly? Like I said before, I add new ideas to stories all the time, but only when they don't conflict from other ideas or they bounce off from other stuff that the story has already generated, not the direct opposite. Now she found someone else. I got so mad and tried ruining their relationship. I'm a loser. No, I'm the bad guy, and she won't even talk to me. I mean, she's been on the run, admittedly, so she won't be, you know, in contact with lots of people, but yeah. I didn't mean to, but at the time it felt right. did it also feel right to call her ugly and to cut ties with her because of that? I smell a lack of script. Viciously, I am here despite crashing out during the last My Tiny Human review I was at. Well, get ready for this again. I just did a flashback scene and it seems to make sense of Charlie and Marcy to meet. Like, I think you know what I mean. Yes, okay, yes, fine. Yeah, Charlie comes out of nowhere. True. But even you could say she was a friend from school. You could say distant relative or something. I mean, for crying out loud, we seem to be in some sort of like ancient shrine for some reason. That wasn't anywhere before. Like, but do you not see like what I'm saying about like the whole like, you know, crush thing and how much it just ruins what came before it, or like goes or flies in the face of what came before it as the story. Like at some point it's not going to feel like the same story if this is the trend that continues going forward. We got like 4 episodes left, so I guess it's like, you know, roughly a third of the story still yet to go. And if it feels entirely different, then it's going to be... And I believe that was also, like, not even concluded anyway. So yeah, I don't... No, I don't... Like, that's the part that I care about. You can theorize all you want about Charlie. Maybe Charlie's a therapist. That's possible. This seems like a very strange environment in which to conduct a therapy session. But to be perfectly honest, considering the calming nature of a lot of these sceneries in a lot of media... I'm inclined to believe that it would, you know, be conducive to mental health conversations. Sure, fine. But again, is no one else bothered by the fact that this crush comes out of nowhere and messes up so many other things? I don't know what to do. Yeah, I don't know what to do either at this point. I should have just been happy for her. Love makes you do crazy things. Maybe you should try telling her now. Oh yes, hey former best friend who I have ostracized on multiple occasions. I just wanted to tell you of my feelings for you that I have sustained for 4 years. I know that I've caused you the most trauma in your entire life, I would imagine, and threatened both your livelihood and self-esteem. But hey, just thought I'd clear the air over here. Looking forward to that conversation. Doesn't like you back. She'll understand why you did what you've done. She'll understand. I mean, but she might not, you know, accept. Or just shouldn't accept. Maybe you could try again. I'm not even like, you know, angry at Charlie here for that advice because she doesn't know the context behind what's happened, and we do. Think so? Of course. If she doesn't understand, then maybe she isn't worth it. Made Amy traumatized in the first place. Yeah, especially if this was her motivation all along. Like, trust me, I have hidden crushes from certain people over the years, but, you know, 4 years, in fact, you know, but I never decided to, you know, cause them any sort of, you know, like, you know, issues or suffering or anything like that. So I was never one of those people who was like, oh yeah, you know, if this person hurts you, that means they like you, yada yada yada. You know, that was never me. I was more so the place to, you know, like, act like absolutely nothing is different whatsoever, and they will and they will never know. And granted, some of them never did. Because of course that just does mean that, you know, you're stuck in, like, you know, in the same square and they make no progress whatsoever if you do that. So not a recommended technique on my part, but that's what I used to do. But yeah, ultimately the point is, don't inconvenience them or make yourself seem unlikable to them, because that's another thing as well. You're trying to hide a crush by hurting someone, you make yourself unlikable to that person. So again, also terrible idea. It was Avery until now, from what I recall. We could have slope it up with Marcy to represent the fact this fact when she lost Avery's friendship, but no. Yeah, and even that might not have worked, because she specifically called Avery ugly. And she said, like, you know, I can't be friends with ugly. Like, she cut ties for, like, that kind of superficial reason. So even then, it was like maybe that was like the sort of like deep down as she realized how much she misses Avery. It could have been that it could have been if this had been planned out, it could have been that she like showed up a couple of times trying to rekindle things because she realized how much she missed Avery in her life and trying to get her back. Even then, that could have been a good reason, for her to be jealous of Elliot eventually when she realizes that, the human that she has adopted and that she specifically did not call the exterminators on in this scenario, has essentially, usurped the place that she didn't even know she wanted until it was too late. Then she had a reason to be jealous and to potentially like lash out at Elliot in some sort of form in an unhealthy attempt at closure of some kind, but or some way to like break them up that didn't involve putting their their very lives in danger, basically. So yeah, a lot more fixing would be required to make that work. And yeah, Miles, you can say you should fix this right now, but I don't know. Avery is gonna be the most forgiving person on the planet to accept an apology from you in any sort of short duration of time, especially the less than an hour that I believe this episode is going to take place over, because of the fact that we need to get to when Elliot is, I guess, being put in front of the cushion, whatever that is. Thank you. Coffee. You have no idea. I forgot who these two are now. What's wrong? Nothing. I spent my life with you. I know when something's wrong. Also, push every because the things there's strange new feelings. Kind of a trope in stories, but accurate to some people. Like I said last time, there's so much potential. Yeah, if it had been actually like properly planned out, but it doesn't seem like it was in any shape or form. That's the thing. Grace doesn't like me very much. Who's Grace? Sorry about that. She's a little homophobic. Who are these people? Like, I might have forgotten who they are, granted, but I don't know. Like, I mean, these seem like humans. So are they the humans that we've been following? Because they might be the humans. They look different. That's why I don't recognize them. That's why. Okay, that makes more sense now. Sorry about that. Every time I make plans with you, every time I want to go get a family together, is Elliot's uncle. Okay, yeah. Wait, but in that case, yeah. Alexander I thought would be like. I remember that Marcus was involved with Dr. Peebles, was it? I think that was his name. Like it was Dr. like P something, I think. So is that who Alexander is? Did he like take off his blue wig or something? Or are we in a flashback now, realizing the reason that Marcus does not want to have an open relationship with Dr. Puggles? There we go. Thank you. Are we getting the backstory of Marcus now as to why he doesn't want to be seen with Dr. Puggles in case this happens again? If that's the case, then so be it. But there's been no indication we were in a flashback of his, because this episode doesn't... what hasn't revolved around him until now. So it's a clumsy way to execute that, if that's the case. I'll try talking to her, and she has to share every word with the entire family. You're gonna make us sign a contract for that? How are you gonna do that? Hey, Grace, we gotta talk. And by the way, you're under oath. What? All I ask is that you have a talk with her. You just said you were gonna have a talk with her. Go back. I tried talking to... Oh, okay, so I tried talking to her in, like, a sense of... You try to talk to her regularly just to share a word with the entire family. So having the subject of her disdain be the one to approach her is the better solution? I told you I shouldn't have told anyone, and you convinced me to. This is on you. Okay, so this is consistent with him not wanting to be open. So that's so yeah, possibly a flashback. Unless Dr. Puggles died off screen. This is his new boyfriend. I don't know. Man, cut us some slack. She's carrying your future niece. I'm guessing she wants it to be a girl. Well, wait, hold on. So, she's carrying your future niece implies you already know the gender of the baby, right? So you wouldn't be using the word niece if that was the case. What I think is happening here is that everyone is assuming it's going to be a girl, and maybe Grace specifically has said that, you know, she wants a girl, and that's why she's saying that. She's like treated the baby like a girl the whole time. What I actually imagine, considering, you know, the whole future niece thing and this being a potential flashback, is that the baby is in fact Elliot, so it's not going to be a girl. But that doesn't come across very well because saying niece specifically implies that they already know and that it's not going to be Elliot. Unless Elliot has a sister that we don't know about. That could be interesting. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a boy. So maybe not about this secret sister then. All I'm trying to say is please calm down. I get Grace doesn't have the best intentions for you, but I'll talk to her. They're on the same page. Marcus asked Alexander to talk to Owen. Alexander asked Marcus to calm down, but he will talk to her, so okay. Although Edda's gonna have a sister. I mean, that would be an interesting twist, you know, to say like, okay, what became of that child? There's some story potential there as well. You know, you could have said like, oh yes, you know, Grace had a daughter first, and then but didn't actually because you know, because the daughter would have been, you know, like a very young child at the time. Obviously not going to take on a space mission. The reason that Elliot was on the space mission was because she was pregnant with him and didn't realize it. Wait, that's a good point. She was 9 months pregnant when she arrived on Wolf Planet, right? And so surely that means that if she didn't know she was pregnant before going, she wouldn't have gone with the baby, right? So this could have been another child who was left behind. Imagine that as potential for a character. The other child who was left behind never got to meet her parents again because of what happened to them on the other planet, and her uncle, one of her only remaining relatives, spends all of his time trying to retrieve like the family that he lost, instead of paying attention or nourishing the family that he's left with. That would be a good reason for a character to be incredibly jaded towards Elliot. Potentially even a villain backstory for a hypothetical second season. You never know. But again, it all depends on like what's set up in this episode and whether or not the baby is in fact Elliot. Please just don't walk away. Who said anything about walking away? You're saying about walking away. He didn't mention anything about walking away. I can't loose you again. I'm sure you won't loose him too much. Ah, there we go. Okay, there he is. Oh! It's Mr. Puggles now. Is this before he acquired his doctorate? Maybe. Potentially. 10 more minutes, beautiful. Only now can I see on your face that you're crying. Sweetie, what's wrong? I'm ready to meet my nephew. Oh, so it's not confirmed. Not confirmed. Lock that one in there. Potential antagonist for future season. Or, if it's not an antagonist, just a very what was I gonna say? Just like a very strained family relationship to work through over the course of a second season. you know, but so they actually stop being at each other's throats and actually, you know, become the family that Marcus was hoping they would all be together. Maybe. Okay, don't think that was necessary there, but sure. You ready? Ready. Ah yes, actions, the character comes in again. Now is not the time, Marcy. Appreciated, but every time. That's why I keep telling them they shouldn't come back to this house. The same people keep finding them here because the same people know they're going to be here. Also, those exterminators in the back garden, they're definitely dead by now, aren't they? They starved long ago. Anyways, I hope you're happy. Avery, we don't have time for this. I don't want to hear your apology. Good. Move on. Your boyfriend's in trouble. No, I'm actually here to explain myself. So, instead of apologizing, you want to justify your actions. Fantastic. This is going to be a great conversation. Okay, so you are going to apologize. So when you say, actually, I'm here to do this thing, but actually you're right. Make up your mind! Elliot's not here. I mean, also, Avery, you're the one that kicked him out. Well, where is he? He's in the lab thanks to... Not entirely thanks to her. You did in fact, you know, cast him out before, so I don't know, Avery. This one isn't exactly on Marcy specifically. This is why I sometimes wonder if the Gacha Shipper ever actually read her own work, or like watched it back before publishing it. This is what happens also sometimes when you when you're working on a video, it's not scripted, and then you walk away for a bit because, I don't know, you get called for like, you go to like dinner, you go to school the next day or something, or whatever it might be, and you end up returning to it afterwards, not remembering exactly what you set up, and then you do this, and you don't check before you continue. That's why even Alpha Witch Academy, my one non-voice acted gacha series, has a script, which is actually very useful because I can just copy paste from there using the spell checker, and I can also separate the lines according to like where you know, whether I want them to be placed in the actual dialogue box instead of having them all be there at once. Nice. I did this. I'm gonna fix it. And everything will be fine. I mean, I think they are going to the lab in a second, Marcy, so honestly just wait around for a bit and follow them. Oh yeah, drop the flowers on the floor like a normal person does. That's not a bad transition. Also not a bad disguise here, but your human ears are exposed, Adele, the one part you don't want to be seen. Oh, so you know Charlie as well. Okay, now I'm starting to get more confused here. Does everyone just know Charlie? Is that like a thing? Is Charlie like this version of Bill from Channel Awesome? Anyway, Charlie. Elliot got captured. Me and Avery have a plan, and we need your help. But wait, what? What happened? I'll explain later, okay? Come on, we don't have much time. Okay, let's go.
Blah, 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 something, something, something.
Maybe.
Blah, 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 something, something. Alexander Hale? It has to be somewhere in here. It just has to.
Normally things are filed alphabetically, so hopefully that helps.
Better start looking. I have about 20 minutes before they start the experiments.
Yeah, I guess it's been 40 minutes. I hope the lab's not far away. Not another step. Who are you? Dr. Hudson, I'm here to get the new experiment a checkup. You know, this is the one time I'm going to say that an eye patch and a face mask makes sense at the same time. Anything to conceal your identity as far as possible. What are you talking about? Well, I've been hired to check up on the human. I guess they have the ice cream sickness. Okay. That's alright, fine. You got me there. That's kind of charming. A nice callback. And now they're gonna explain it. What kind of sickness is that? It's a very serious sickness, common in humans. But if a wolf gets the sickness, they die within 2 hours. Just get back to play twice at the same time. Oh no. I think it might be. I'm not sure. That's why I'm supposed to give them the checkup in case they have it. I can give them a special medicine that immediately gets rid of it. And it's called the ice cream sickness because wolves' limbs will start to freeze, then their heart freezes, then they die. Isn't that just frostbite with extra steps? And hypothermia? That's frostbite and hypothermia. That's not a new thing. Which I know is fine because it's an excuse. Sure. So this should not be treated like a joke. No one said it was a joke. Well, I mean, I said it was a joke. But in universe, no one said it was a joke. She was just, doing her due diligence. This is why I don't get why people are so defensive sometimes, where it's like, this is not a joke, take me seriously or something, when they're trying to scam you. I'm so sorry, I didn't realize it was this important. It's my first day. Go ahead and head inside, I'll tell them to get the checkup ready. I guess it's got to be someone's first day at some point. Thank you for understanding. Have a good day. I feel like it's been hours. I miss Avery. Okay, see? Here we go. Melancholic music when he's alone and trapped. That's what I was saying before. Perfect. But I know she's not coming for me after our fight. Yeah, she surprisingly knows where you are and hasn't taken any steps to approach you just yet, so that is weird. Was that like a taser or some kind, or tranquilizer? I know what that was supposed to be. There's another human with the same sickness and it's not Elliot. Well, I mean, I guess Adele could technically, I feel like Charlie just made that up for the most part. Like, ice cream sickness feels like just, food poisoning. Considering that it was all like just a excuse to get in there, I don't think it's an actual thing. Although it might be. You said you have everything you need in the bag, but oh wait, you said you have everything in the bag, but if you need anything, feel free to ask. Thank you. Elliot, calm down, it's just me. It's me, Charlie, the one that everyone knows. Charlie? I'd recognize you anywhere. You came for me? The worst part is the eye patch is even part of the disguise. So it would be a distinctive feature for her if everyone knows her. Actually, me, Adele, and Avery. Avery really cares about you. We don't have much time. The plan is you're gonna get in my bag and I'm gonna go to the janitor's closet. not the janitor's, not the closet belongs to the janitor, the closet with multiple janitors inside of it. Adela's waiting for us in a vent to the janitor's closet, so I'm gonna drop you off there, and y'all two will go through the vents too. The back of the building. Oh, good. More bags. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's always bags with this universe, which does go to show the creator is running out of ideas. Like I said before. It's me, Charlie, your local Mary Sue that everyone knows and adores. Avery got a baby carriage for you two to hide in, so y'all can walk through the town to my clinic. I'm sure that will arouse no suspicion whatsoever. Oh yeah, that's right, I can talk about this now. Yeah, if anyone's ever said my Walking Wednesday, I was at the US consulate recently. I shaved because I wanted to look more like my expired American passport. Okay, I got it. Oh yeah, outline black as well, forgot to mention. Oh, I'm going to like the look. Adele, you here. Not a question, you here. Wait, hold on, where'd she pop up from? What just happened? Haha, it was me. I was hiding behind the narrator, the box. This really is like Lady Trescott. Also, I just realized like Elliot's chroma keying is also very warped now. I don't know if it always was, but he's particularly bad at the moment. Yeah, see, there you go. Hiding in bags, get fashioning ghostly joke, but people in bags to steal them. Yeah, that was, yeah. Surprisingly, yeah. There's your effing eyes. I don't know, but once again, because the character's been flipped over, the eye patch is now on the wrong eye. Because I keep saying to people that that's going to be in it. That's an issue when you put facial accessories on gacha characters. You've got to be aware of that when you want to, you know, when you want to switch them over. Anyways, ready to go. Ready. Oh, okay. That was just disappearing. I was just talking to Aiden about this, like while on the editing stream yesterday, and like one of the banes of my existence in terms of gacha is one of the biggest banes for me is the fact that you know, people can't easily walk out of rooms or into rooms because most doorways are either have closed doors or we just don't see them. So you have to like zoom in, pretend there's a doorway there or something. But yeah. I actually hate Elliot. Well, I mean, none of them were particularly likable last episode, so I can understand that. Traitor. Oh. It was this moment they knew. They messed up. Hey, there we go. Okay. So, that was My Tiny Human episode 7. And yeah, surprisingly, actually, you know, we are not out of time right now. But yeah, I am gonna go because I did say meteor shower tonight. Got to make sure that I'm around for that. Even though I think it's gonna be like in another. It's gonna reach its peak supposedly around midnight for me, which is in like, you know, an hour and a half from now. But yeah, I love the entire first half. You know, surprisingly enough, actually, you're sort of spot on. The first third was, you know, what was fairly decent, and then suddenly we get the revelation of Marcy's crush on Avery, and then also, you know, an impromptu flashback with no sort of filter or indication whatsoever with Marcus, to the point where I wouldn't even recognize him because he was so different, and it just seemed like it was like a normal thing. And and yeah, we don't really acknowledge what happened last episode. I remember that I think it was Jackson, like the comment from last video. He said that he never quite understood before why Avery suddenly raged and kicked Elliot out making up some excuses, to which I argued that it seems like an attempt at portraying some form of schizophrenia. What brought that on is another question entirely, but that seemed to be what I kind of pictured, and from my thankfully limited exposure and experience to schizophrenia, the only time that I remember was that one of my friends specifically had an episode during an after party. That's my only time, sort of like getting like proper descriptions of what it actually entails and everything. So it's my best comparison. Um, and but yeah, beyond that, I don't know necessarily, but I can understand the confusion now because it seems like they're not going to address it. Because at this point, the show seems to have pivoted, because Marcy feels like an entirely different character now because her motivation has changed on a dime. Avery now blames her for events that she wasn't physically present for, nor sets the dominoes in motion to incite them, unless she somehow triggered the schizophrenic episode that Avery had, sustained last episode. But that's not the impression that I got from this. So this does seem like an attempt to pivot away from a few things that either weren't working for the story, according to the creator, or not having, or the lack of a script coming back to bite her, and just trying to go with the flow with whatever happens, and not bearing in mind that the story setup doesn't facilitate it in the first place. It could be other ones, to be perfectly honest. I mean, considering that Rare has had 6 episodes and there was presented to be unlisted, because the creator wants to reboot it, as I mentioned in yesterday's editing stream. If you don't know, we were talking about that because I was trying to recreate a technique I saw in Rare and properly discussed while I was reviewing that show. But yeah, I kind of found that out basically. But yeah, I don't know. It's there's not much else to say really about that. It sort of all speaks for itself in a sense. Anything else to talk about? I mean, music 50% of the time was actually pretty good in terms of like how it was applied, but yeah. And yeah, the on a visual level, this one wasn't super ambitious, considering the lack of actual like sewer water or anything. But I can appreciate the what they were trying to do with Adele, and she sort of starts again. I would have made like a fade if that was the case, if like a big splash or something. But yeah, what do you think is going to happen next episode? Well, yeah, we are definitely going to find out next week. I haven't even looked at the title and thumbnail of next episode. From what Marcus said, he's ready to meet Elliot, so maybe we'll get to actually witness that reunion. But honestly, the best thing that came out of this episode is the potential implication of a sister that might have been left behind as well, and probably also got left behind for this mission as well, for obvious reasons. Unless she was old enough to accompany them by that point, she might actually be. Because Elliot's 18 now, or like Avery, right? So they're the same age. So I think, yeah, a potential older sister would be, minimum 19. So yeah, probably would be able to accompany them. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, not much else to say about that. All this in general. I mean, yeah, as much as I've not been enjoying every aspect of like, or a lot of aspects of like how this series has been carrying on, I never wanted them to be like ignored or contradicted. Just more so like, how do you dig yourself out of that situation? Which I guess in the terms of Just Danny means reboots. In terms of Gacha Shipper, it means completely ignore. personally, I prefer the reboot option if those are the only two possibilities that one can think of. But yeah, so this flesh out plan plotline's better to the suffering of being a writer seeing potential. 100%, but also from what it seems like, Special 1Q seems to be the one who's in charge of making the second season to this, which is why I mentioned the Secret Sister idea, and why I'm like posing that as a possibility, because I feel like there's a good chance of us actually seeing that, considering that the Gacha Shipper seems to be allergic to continuing themes and plot points from a previous episode and treating them as simply conveniences to move the plot along. And yes, I know that people like the Birdman have rightfully pointed out that, everything that happens in a story is technically plot convenient, but there's a difference between convenience and contrivance, I think. And in these situations, if these things are not going to be carried on or properly explored, then they are definitely contrivances. But yeah. Oh, there's another person making season 2, but he said it said take for. Oh, I see. Okay, because you said I'm planning to make a to make a flashback or something. So I thought that was you. But oh well, if that's the case, the person, then maybe pitch the sister idea to them based on this episode. But we'll see. Let's face the story of season 2. So you're like continuing from like where the Gacha Shipper left off in terms of those. Okay, now I see what you mean. All right, fair enough in that case. So yeah, I guess that means that the project and the story are going to continue on way further than we thought they were going to, which is perfect. Yeah. So can't really if I read this fan fiction, it is just fan fiction. But yeah, don't worry. I guess we've got other people who are who begged for these reviews, and hopefully hopefully they're going to help in terms of where this can go from here, because there's definitely a lot that needs to be fixed, even if it takes a while. But yeah, speaking of things that have taken a while, like I said before, tomorrow is the finale of Missions of Occult Season 2, so hopefully anyone who's interested in D&D will want to go over for that, and anyone who isn't, we use gachas for our PNG tubers, so, it's tangentially related, so if anyone is interested in that. But for now, all I can say is please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.